Facts. I knew right away when you turned around that you were going to be into me.
What?
I didn't know that it would turn into a 34 hour, 3-day drive.
We kind of caught eye, and then I think I maybe smiled, and I looked, and then I just turned around.
What was the hardest part about moving from San Diego to Atlanta for you? Was there a time in the early part of our relationship where you thought it wouldn't work out during the long distance season?
Well, you can tell by the way I use my walk, I'm a woman's man. No time to talk.
9 years ago, we met right here in Las Vegas, and I was from Georgia.
I was from San Diego. 9 months later, we packed up my car and I moved to Atlanta.
This weekend, we're back in Vegas for one of our friends' 40th birthday, and we're taking you with us to relive that story. We're going to share what it taught us about life and real estate.
And maybe it'll give you some inspiration for your upcoming move.
Tell us the whole story of us meeting and how we fell in love.
We have two very different ways of telling it. I think it'd be cute to hear your version.
We met in the coffee lines at a Mike Perry conference.
I should tell it. Okay, I was at a MFO retreat. I had just turned 21. I had just gotten my real estate license. I was really excited about my future career. Was in the coffee line. We kind of caught eye, and then I think I maybe smiled, and I looked, and then I just turned around. So you tapped on my shoulder, and you said, "Hi, I'm Alex." And you looked me in the eyes, and you gave me a really firm handshake. And it was kind of just a done deal from there.
Mom and Dad were literally right there with
That's
you
right.
the moment
That's
we
right.
met.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it is funny because the next part of that
I'm really
story
close to my family. So.
is I tried to invite her several times to go to the beach and to hang out with me.
That's right.
You know, because the conference is going on all the night, so I'm out hanging out. With
He was with his brokerage. I was with my family.
And we were all dressed to the nines, you know, having a great time, feeling good. And I was like, why would you not want to come out with us? Are you kidding me?
He kept inviting me, and I was just more focused on like learning real estate and masterminding. And
Hold up. Facts. I knew right away when you turned around that you were going to be into me.
What?
I knew
That's
it.
so silly. I was.
I know. This is where it all started, a real estate seminar. A couple of strangers that lived on the opposite side of the country. During the coffee breaks, they encouraged us to go and collaborate with other agents. So we ended up meeting in the coffee line, and that conversation changed everything.
I think you had a lot more reservations than I did. I was young. I was 21.
Yeah, you were definitely more trusting than you should have been.
I had to be really
very brave.
Mm-hmm. There was a lot of courage that it took, but I'm so grateful that I just trusted in the Lord. It was kind of like I'm young enough at 21 to make
A big mistake
maybe a really
and
big
still
mistake.
recover.
Yeah, or I'm strong enough in my faith and this keeps making sense, and I am trusting in the Lord, and I can do this.
Big changes often start with simple decisions, like saying yes to an event, a meeting, or even clicking play on a YouTube video. For us, showing up at a real estate seminar in Vegas changed everything. For you, watching Atlanta-based videos like this might be the first step toward exploring new neighborhoods or attending an open house and beginning your next chapter here in Atlanta. I didn't know that it would turn into a 34 hour, 3-day drive. Me and Maliana did 9 months of long distance dating, late night FaceTime calls, weekend flights, and me plenty of 2 a.m. bedtimes that led to more than a little bit of sleep deprivation because of the 3-hour time difference. What was the hardest part about dating me from 2,000 miles away?
I missed you. The time difference, 3-hour time difference was really hard.
Yeah, that was brutal.
On you.
Yeah, staying up till 2 or 3 in the morning talking to you all night.
We didn't want to hang up at all anyway.
Yeah.
And then for you, it was like going into the wee hours, like morning.
Waking up sleepy every day.
Yeah, I really, that was hard on me right now.
But more importantly, just not being able to see you.
Yeah.
Now, it wasn't easy, but we learned how to plan, communicate, and honestly make the most of every minute we had together. There were challenges along the way, but deep down we both knew the same truth, which is it was going to be worth it if we stuck it out and really worked towards this together.
What was the hardest part about moving from San Diego to Atlanta for you?
Leaving my family, not knowing when was going to be the next time I saw them, and then just not knowing how often I was going to get to see them. I had a lot of fear around raising my hopefully future children in Georgia, and having the conversation with them. Mom and Dad fell in love, and now we live in Georgia. But honestly, Georgia's incredible. I just had a lot of fear of the unknown. So. Just a lot of fear about the future.
Relocating is like a long distance relationship. The beginning can be tough, but having a clear why makes the hard days easier. You know, whether it's the cost of living, the lower cost of living, better schools, or new career growth in Atlanta, keeping your eye on that vision in front of you, the short-term sacrifices turn into long-term stability, opportunity, and a lifestyle that feels like home.
I loved that I didn't know anyone here. That was great. Or in Georgia.
Why do you like that? So why is not knowing anybody where you're moving a person?
Well, just because San Diego is kind of a small town anyway.
Okay.
So even after high school, you can kind of run into anyone from high school or college.
You felt like it was a reset in a new city.
Yeah, it was a fun adventure.
A new opportunity.
And I got to do it with you without anyone else's opinion. I just got to I did it by myself.
Yeah.
It was me and God. And that was it. It was like lonely and also really, really important time in my life.
After 9 months, we finally hit the breaking point. It was either pack it up and build a life together or call this whole thing off. Spoiler alert, I booked a flight to San Diego. We loaded Maliana's car to the roof. And when I say loaded, I mean that poor car looked like it belonged to a U-Haul commercial. And we set off on a 2,200 mile cross-country road trip. The drive was about 32 hours, so we broke it up into 3 marathon days. First stop, El Paso, because apparently Texas is never ending. Seriously, 2/3 of our trip were just Texas. Second stop in Houston with family that we happen to have there, so we got a nice cozy bed and a great dinner with family in the process. And then a final stretch with a quick stop in New Orleans because neither of us had ever been to New Orleans, and hey, beignets make everything better. And that drive honestly was equal parts excitement, stress, nervousness, and enough caffeine to power a small city. Honestly, we probably could do a whole YouTube video rating every coffee shop from San Diego to Atlanta. Now, relocating to Atlanta doesn't have to feel overwhelming. The secret is preparation, having a clear timeline, and understanding the community you want to be a part of and knowing the lifestyle you're aiming to have when you get here, which can make that process so much smoother. And if you're planning to move to Atlanta, reach out to us directly. We'd love to help you build a strategy that takes the stress out of the journey and gets you excited about that next chapter of your life here in Georgia.
What was your first impression?
You were the most attractive man I'd ever seen. Like, I was so taken. You look like Noah Calhoun, a bunch of like really attractive boys that I had never met in real life. So
you thought I was a boy?
That's a
I thought you were super, super sexy.
Oh, wow.
And I like that you had a really sweet smile. You seemed like you were open for conversation and open to...
Well, we were at a real estate seminar.
Yeah,
You
sure.
know, open.
But you just had kinder eyes than the other people I'd met.
Like, you almost could say love at first sight. That sounds so cheesy.
I loved you when I first saw you too.
Everywhere I go.
Sure, we could have stayed on the West Coast, and honestly, we would have both loved that. But Atlanta gave us something that San Diego just couldn't. The chance to actually build. As two young people continuing in our new careers, owning a home in San Diego felt nearly impossible. But in Atlanta, we found affordability, opportunity, and a community where we could grow both our family and our business. It wasn't just a move, though. It was stepping into a city where building a real estate business and a future together was actually feasible and possible. And it was within reach for us at that time.
Was there a time in the early part of our relationship where you thought it wouldn't work out during the long distance season? Obviously, yes. That's such a dumb question.
Yeah.
Did you actually think that we were gonna date?
No, I didn't know. I was just really young, and you seemed so like established, and I didn't think much of it. You meet a lot of people at real estate seminars. It's just,
So when I saw you, I was like,
I didn't know what your type was, so I just kind
when
of
I saw
assumed.
you, I thought of the painting that I have up in my
Oh,
bedroom, a painting of a Hawaiian woman,
and Kauai.
Tahitian skirt on.
Yeah.
And I was like, this girl's fired because she's
You're like, she looks like
She's
the
like-
painting I
she
have.
looks like-
I liked that you continued to pursue me. I liked that you spoke about God. We basically interrogated each other. It-
Atlanta attracts people from across the country because it balances affordability with opportunity. For many, it's not just a move, it's a lifestyle upgrade, even if you're having to leave the beach behind. Going back to Vegas this past weekend, and yes, it was an amazing weekend, reminds us how one decision can change your entire life. If you're thinking about making your own big move, we've been there and we'd love to help you. Hit that like and subscribe button and reach out to us directly if you're ready to start that next chapter here in ATL. Big moves aren't just about changing your address. They're about creating a new story. And if Atlanta is where you're considering letting that story unfold, we can help guide and would love to be a part of that narrative.